Good morning, hello, and welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is about what happened to date throughout the annals of recorded history. Join us as we delve into yesteryear, not only for interesting and important happenings, but to possibly even answer questions you don't know you have. The sources of this information come from the smart device application Today in History. What happened today in history?
On thisday.com.
And historical calendar. Alice, you keep forgetting about that. For links to those sources, the music, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar of the description below. Anyway, I am Aoxander.
I am the Alice, of Who of Woo.
And we will be getting joined by the Loon, hopefully. Well, we will, just eventually at some point, whenever he gets his Mesozoic era rear end up here. Anyway, of course, viewer are you. Today is October 1st, spooky season, 2023. Here we go. Are you ready for the spooks?
Oh yeah, it's October the 1st, yes. Alright, so we have the Battle of Guatemala. It happened in 331 BC. Alexander the Great defeats Darius III of Persia in the Battle of Guatemala.
Yo, Alice.
Sorry.
I said, who's that beautiful voice I hear?
It's just crazy old me.
Yeah. Silly old Allie Kaplawi.
Sorry. Hey, how you doing? What's up, Stakes?
Living the dream.
There you go. Mine's kind of turned into a nightmare, but other than that...
Hasn't it been a nightmare for 36 years?
Yeah. Coincidentally, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember defeating Darius.
Hey, sorry to interrupt, so go ahead.
No, it's all right.
Hey, well, at least that means I had 3 years of awesomeness. Anyways, so we're going to 704 here. We have, oh my gosh, I can't. Jabald gives away Bishop Wilbrord, a state in Wellari. Why do you give me weird ones to say?
Hey, I'm not my fault that Old English had weird words and such, but yeah, no, like if I'm correct in this, he gave away property in an area, and he was like he was a member of the church because Angebald, he gave away the Bishop Wilbrord estate, which was located in Wallary, so that's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
So. Anyway.
704 AD.
Yep.
Alright, well we have 911 AD. We have during the siege in Constantinople, which is Beirut now? No, I'm sorry, Istanbul.
Yeah. Isn't Beirut a country?
Istanbul.
Is Beirut a country or a city? Beirut
is a city.
Okay. Wait, did you say...
No, I think you're right. Beirut's a city.
Oh, so let me look. Beirut. It is a city.
Constantinople is Istanbul.
Yeah. All right. Anyway.
Remember that big explosion that happened out there?
Yeah. Anyway, what is this? What happened in Constantinople?
So we were in the siege of Constantinople. This is in 911 AD. Theotokos, Mary. The mother of Jesus appeared in the church in what?
Blashirne?
Blashirne, yeah, holding her veil over her praying faithful, among them Saint Andrew of Constantinople. Good God, I can't even read that. What the fudge? What the fudge?
Well, stop dropping your phone and cracking the screen everywhere, Alice.
Well, actually, okay, wait. Now I can actually read it better now that I got my phone sideways.
Yeah, that helps.
Yep.
We have 959. Edgar the One, known as the Peaceful, became king of all England. All right.
All of England.
You got, the Peaceful. That's not a really common title.
No.
Ooh.
What's ooh?
Oh, I read it wrong. Never mind. It's not so much of an ooh.
Oh, okay.
It's just a hat now.
So you redact your ooh. Okay, ooh redacting.
Except for ooh for the hat. Ooh for the hat.
That is a cool hat, but we'll get there. 1189, Gerard de Riedfort, Grand Master of the Knights Templar since 1184, so 5 years, was killed in the Siege of Acre. Whoa. Oh, you know, the leader. Like,
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know what the Siege of Acre is.
Well, Acre, that was during, I believe, the First Crusade. Acre was a city.
Oh, okay.
So actually, Siege of Acre, what crusade? Let's look that up here. What crusade was Siege of Acre? Third Crusade. Okay, so not the first one. So it was the third one. Oh. Yeah, the Siege of Acre took place August 28th, 1189 to July 12th, 1191, so 2 years, during the Third Crusade, and saw Crusader forces capture the city. Following the loss of Jerusalem in 1187, efforts were made to launch a new crusade to retake the city. So,
okay.
Yeah, so that was when they were trying to retake it and all that stuff after Saladin took it, after Baldwin IV died because he was a leper king. So, can you imagine being a king and having leprosy and such?
Not good.
No. We also have 1273, Count Rudolf van Habsburg became the first king of the Germans. And yeah, I went on a little spotty rant the other day about like how Germany, like, you know, before it was just the Germanic states, and the only real unified Germany was Prussia. And then it was like in the late 1800s, right before the 1900s, I believe, Wilhelm I unified Germany and made it as Germany. You know, like actually unified, with an actual name. You know.
Yeah.
So Germany as a nation.
What are they talking about? The king of Germans then? They're talking about the people, I guess.
The first king of the Germans. So you know, king of the Germans.
Yeah.
So.
Well, also like even up until like the 1940s, there was still like border disputes of like what was Germany, what was Poland too.
Well, yeah, that was not
really.
really.
It made it a little harder for us, but for my dad when he was doing his 23andMe thing to like figure things out. So, like we're not sure it was technically Poland or Germany at that time.
Ah, wow. Anyway, I think it's back to you, Miss Alice. What is this?
Oh. Here is we're moving to 1529, or to 1529 to 33.
No, actually, I figured out what this means. This means between now and the 3rd. So, October 1st to October 3rd, this meeting took place. So this is when it started.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, the meeting between Martin Luther and Huldrych Zwingli happened. Was he the one that started the Reformation with a bit of information that he nailed to a door? Sorry.
Well, this is weird because, like, I've seen it spelled both ways.
Was he the founder of the Lutheran Church?
Well, Martin Luther is, but this one is spelled with 2 A's, and I've seen this before as well. So, like, I think it just depends on dialect or whatever. Because I learned recently, because you know how some countries, you know, they have Alexander, but it's not X, it's a K, Alexander.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Well, some countries spell that because in their alphabet they don't have anything for X.
Oh.
So Alexander.
Okay.
So, you know.
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, different dialects, different phonetics, you know.
Yeah.
Like.
So an alphabets, then you're saying.
Yeah. Okay. And this is why, you know, we have Jesus and Jesus. You know, spelled the same, but pronounced differently. Yeah. Texas, Tejas, Mexico, Mexico. You know, like. Really interesting.
Yeah, well, he brought the sect of the Lutheran Church, which I actually was raised as. So, you know, one of his main things that he didn't believe we had to pay our way to heaven, like with money and like wealth, but you needed to earn your way into heaven with being good to one another and so like bugs. Get away from me.
Interesting.
So
that sounds like a good topic for the peanut. Like we have.
How do you keep religion so rich?
Yeah.
Whoops.
Well, yeah. We also have in 1569 here. We have the Duke of Norfolk is arrested. The Duke of Norfolk arrested by Queen Elizabeth I, conspiring to marry Mary, Queen of Scots.
And here's a Lady Death article.
Yep, between today on the 1st to the 2nd of October in 1574, a storm breaks Leeuwendyk, drugs 20,000 Spanish soldiers.
Whoa. Wow, them all must have been like... Hold on, where is Leeuwendyk? Like, was that in Spain, or was Spain occupying something? Leeuwendyk, Siege of Leiden. During the 80 Years' War. Okay, so it was during a war and a dike broke and they killed an entire force. That's a yikes.
Yeah.
Oh. That's the mad plan Taiwan has with China. They have a whole plan about they're just going to launch all the missiles they got at the Three Gorges Dam in hopes of destroying that, flooding like the entire area, which is like the majority of all of their military-industrial complex. You know, their training facilities, their storage facilities, airfields. You know, nuclear silos, like a lot of stuff is
They'll
in.
nuke them out of.
That's why it's called a mad plan. Mutual assured destruction.
Yeah.
Taiwan will go, but they're going to cripple China in doing so. So.
Well, that should be something for a peanut topic as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
What else do we got here?
Anyway,
1653. We got
Yes.
Russian Parliament accepted annexation of Ukraine. That is really interesting.
That is, isn't it?
Like, wow, 1653. Like, it's an odd number as well. Like 3, and we're in 23. You know, like.
Okay.
Yeah, you know that can be a correlation. 1657, we have the Treaty of Ralphs made William the Third, Prince of Orange, no longer stateholder of Overijssel, Overijssel province. However you say that. There's some letters that don't belong next to each other in certain ways. I is not supposed to be before the J. You know, like Eisel.
Geisel?
No, you can't say Geisel because the I is before the J.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Close enough.
Then we got 1661. Yachting began in England as King Charles II defeated his brother James, Duke of York, in a yacht race from Greenwich to Gravesend.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, like, you know, the lords like out there like yachting and everything? You know?
I miss my yacht.
You had a yacht? Like in Grand Theft Auto or something? Or because I did.
Oh, man.
Before my account got destroyed. Let's see here. 1688. Prince William of Orange accepted an invitation to take up the British crown. All right, so he had lost his stateholder of Overijssel, but then he became the king of Britain. So I guess that's a cool trade-off. But what do we got here, Alice, in 1705? Oh, she's muted.
1705, we have the Parliament declares Hungary independent. French Rakoczy becomes king.
All right, where's my cheer for independence? Woo! What else do we got here? 1746. Let me move
1746, Bonnie Prince Charlie flees. Scotland's Bonnie Prince Charlie flees to France. Or Bonnie.
Yeah. He was what is known as a pretender to the throne, so he was trying to claim the throne, and he didn't get it. So.
He didn't do too well.
Yeah. And I found this one interesting.
Which one? Hang on.
1768.
1768, we have British troops under General Thomas Gage land in Boston.
Boston. Oh, that was before the war. 1768.
Yeah.
So like, I wonder why, like, you know, they're bringing this up.
Well,
like,
there were uprisings before the war. You know,
Yeah.
just didn't fall out of the sky, as they say.
True. You know. So, let's see here. Moving on up to 1791, we have the first session of new French Legislative Assembly. Cool. 1795, Belgium was conquered by France. Oh.
Ooh.
And then 1795, France annexed southern Netherlands. So, you know, France going around taking things over and everything. This is before Napoleon.
Yeah.
So, actually, speaking of Napoleon, look who's coming up down here. Let's see here. France, we got here 1800. Spain ceded Louisiana to France in a secret treaty. I did not know.
Spain had it at one time?
Well, that would make sense because they had Florida. So, you know, because Spanish Florida, and then they would have, you know, by extension, Louisiana, all that stuff. But apparently they gave it to France because we do know that France had it. And then we got it with the Louisiana Purchase, and that's why things like New Orleans, you know, the whole not gumbo. What is the culture down there? Like, you know, it's very French.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Like, what else do we have here? let's see here. 1801, Britain and France signed Preliminary of London. Okay, well, let's take a look at a surface level scratch at that real quick. Which was published the next day. The terms of the preliminary agreement required Britain to restore most of the French colonial possessions that it had captured since 1794, to evacuate Malta, and to withdraw from other occupied Mediterranean ports. Wow, that's a biggie.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big one, so yeah. And, of course, for further reading on these subject matters, please refer to the underbar of the description below. These links I'm collecting will be in their post-show. We're going to move on up to 1814, when the Battle of Rancuaga began. Spanish army defeated rebel Chilean army, ending the Chilean Villa. Huh. So I guess like that's some kind of uprising or something?
I guess so.
While that was happening, we have the opening of the Congress of Vienna, redrew Europe's political map after the defeat of Napoleon Bonaparte.
Ooh, that's huge.
Yeah, like he was conquering everywhere.
Yeah.
Like he actually, like he didn't fully conquer Russia, but he set Moscow on fire. And if that's not conquering Russia, I don't know what is. Like that's the capital.
Yeah.
He burnt it to the ground. Like over like a week or so. Like
well, even today, Moscow's such a, especially just population-wise and everything else, just such the center of Russia.
Actually, that's exactly correct because I saw a video about the history of Russia.
Yeah.
And the entirety of Russia, it actually started as Moscow. It started as a city, and everywhere else, because as they expanded, it was just putting a buffer zone between Moscow and Moscow's enemies. That's literally why Russia, exists, just to have a buffer.
Yeah.
Which makes sense, with that mentality, because then we have the Iron Curtain. They are a buffer culture.
Well, isn't Russia the biggest landmass of any country?
I believe so.
Even bigger than China.
Oh, well, China, yeah, no, of course.
Yeah.
Like
with their territories, France has a lot of territory.
Well, with all the islands that they own, France is the 5th largest nation in the world by coastline. So, not by landmass, but by coastline. Oh, yeah. What else do we got here? 1814, we got that. 1827, the Russian army under Ivan Paskovich stormed Yerevan, ending the millennium of Muslim domination in Armenia. Whoa, that's 1,000 years.
Yeah.
That's big. 1829, South African College was founded in Cape Town, South Africa, later to separate into the University of Cape Town and the South African College Schools. Apartheid, segregation. Yeah. 1830, because that makes, that is so stupid. Like, when you think of the concept of apartheid, hey, let's go to an African nation, or let's go to a country within Africa, and then start treating Africans lesser. Yeah, that makes sense. Like,
well, the whites came in and settled there.
I know.
And then they dominated, and, all bad. I mean, it's just bad.
Yeah. Until, what was it, P.W. Malta
you want
got
to
rid
put
of
a
it?
black eye on the white race in general, go to apartheid in Africa and look what happened there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just some ugly, ugly history. Should have never happened.
Yeah. But thankfully, the great balance of the universe happened, and Nelson Mandela, who was a very big victim of apartheid.
In prison for how many years?
Like 30, 20 something.
A lot.
But then he became, the president of the very nation that, oppressed him.
Yeah.
Like legitimately oppressed him.
Yeah.
That is a rags to riches story if they're not a rags to riches, but you get my point.
Yeah.
Started from the bottom, now we're here. 1830, the General Trade Journal newspaper began publishing in Amsterdam. Okay. 1837, U.S. imposed treaty on Winnebago Indians in Wisconsin. Oh, that's not nice. Alice, why did your ancestors do that? 3, 2, well, I guess she's not going to come in and yell at me. All right. 1843, News of the World began publication in London. 1844, German explorer Ludwig Linkhart departed Jimbor, the farthest outpost of settlement on the Queensland Darling Downs, to begin his exploration of Australia's Northern Territory from Moreton Bay to Port Essington. All right.
Don't know any of that, but yeah.
1847, German inventor and industrialist Werner von Siemens founded Siemens AG in Hauske. Some industrial company, I guess.
I guess. I have no idea.
And Alice, if you're there, let us know. There you are.
I am there. I'm sorry. My mean neighbor came back, and I was trying to
Oh, don't talk to him. Don't talk to him. Just leave
No,
him
I
alone.
didn't. I didn't. So I acted like I had my headphones on and I was like watching something, seeing, enjoying the weather.
All right.
Yeah.
You down to read some, or do you want to like just stay low for a little while?
I'm fine with reading, so let me just get my screen up a little bit better here. What year are we at now?
1847 as well.
1847. We have Maria Mitchell discovers a non-naked eye comet.
So that just tells me that they, use a telescope or something.
Yeah,
That's a weird way to say that.
Yeah, it is.
You know?
Can't see it by the naked eye. Okay.
Yeah. We have 1851. We have the first Hawaiian stamps issued.
Ooh. All right.
Huh.
And also in 1852, Alfred Russel Wallace returns to the UK after 4 years' travel, collecting and research in South America.
Ah. Well, going out on safari, figuring out.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 years later, 1854. Do you want to take this one too, just because?
Sure.
Give you a nice meaty one.
1854, the watch company founded in 1850 at Roxbury by Aaron Lufkin Dennison relocates to Waltham, Massachusetts to become the Waltham Watch Company, a pioneer in the American system of watch manufacturing.
All right.
It's about time.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have that? Did you have that on your wrist?
I thought that up in no time.
Okay. 1863. 5 Russian warships were welcomed in New York City.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa, what?
Yeah, I know, right? Another country's warships.
We're welcomed in New York.
Well, how?
1863.
Yeah.
So that had to be...
That was during the Civil War.
Yeah. Of course they're going to accept any help they can get.
I wonder if Russia helped us.
I've never heard of that, but that's a good
I've
question.
heard weird things. Did Russia help the North during the Civil War? Russia supported the Union largely because it believed that the U.S. served as a counterbalance to its geopolitical rival, the United Kingdom. In 1863, the Russian Navy's Baltic and Pacific fleets wintered in the American ports of New York and San Francisco, respectively.
Ooh,
Whoa!
San Francisco.
And San Fran.
Yeah.
Wow. Like that, you know what? Truth is stranger than fiction, and things happen. So, there you go. That's pretty cool. We also have in 1864, Alice, you take this one, Lady Death.
In 1864, a cyclone strikes Calcutta. 70,000 people were killed.
Yikes.
Ooh.
Well, Calcutta, was like a capital or something, or was created to be a capital of that region.
I mean,
So,
that's
wow.
a lot of people. And
Yeah.
wow.
What else do we got here in 64? While people were dying in Calcutta. Alice? Okay. Oh, there
No, while people were dying there in 1864, John Summerfield Staples is paid $500 as a substitute for U.S. President Abraham Lincoln.
What does that mean?
What?
What? Let me look it up. You do a surface level scratch on this rabbit hole. Okay, so Lincoln paid okay. So Lincoln himself paid this guy $500 to serve as his representative recruit. Staples saw little action during his year and served on behalf of the president. He was stationed in Alexandria, Virginia, and worked as a clerk for the provost general and as a prison guard. John Summerfield Staples was mustered out on September 12, 1865. So,
Staples. Any relations to Staples?
yeah.
No.
No, nothing.
I don't know what you're talking about there, buddy.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. One of the worst names ever in all of history. 1867, Karl Marx published Das Kapital in Berlin, a description of the capitalist system, its instability and tendency to self-destruction. Well, he ain't wrong.
Hey, you gotta tip your hat. Marxism still survives today.
Yeah. I mean,
flourishes, not survives, flourishes.
Well, I mean, for how morally wrong, communism is and everything, it has been kicking our ass up and down the line, for over half a century, like the space race, we lost horribly, sure, the USSR collapsed and everything, but we lost, we lost in Vietnam, we came to a push in Korea before that. Like, when it comes down to capitalism versus communism, you know...
Hey, in the 50s, Marxism was considered dead.
Huh. Yeah.
In this country.
Yep. Anyway, moving on up to 1868, the first edition of Masbode was published, whatever that is. And then 1868 as well, St. Pancras, railway station opened in London. This was the largest single-span roof in the world at 689 feet, or 240 meters long, 100 feet high, or 30 meters tall. A high point of Victorian Gothic architecture. Huh. So, let's see here. St. Pancras Railroad Station, 1868.
It's a lot of open space.
Yeah, 1868. Let's see if there's image. Yeah, I'm trying to find that. Oh, here we go.
Geez.
Whoa! That is big.
Yeah.
You know what that reminds me of?
Can't imagine what.
Atrium.
Oh, yeah.
The gargantuan, like, train station out in downtown Anaheim. Just a massive, like, dome. And you just have, like, a handful of shops. Why is it there? Why is it like that?
That's far bigger than that. What you're talking about. This is huge.
Well, yeah. But still, it reminds me of it.
Okay.
Well, this is the actual station. Like, this is going over the rails.
Yeah, yeah.
The rails at our station, you know...
Come into it. It's a single rail. One rail comes into it.
It's outside.
Yeah.
You actually go outside.
You come into the station.
Yeah. So... let's see. 1869, first postcards were issued in Vienna, Austria. All right. 1874, Rotterdam opened drinking water pipes. Huh, plumbing. How about that? 1879, Cincinnati Enquirer published first report on baseball's reserve clause, rights to players retained by team upon the contract's expiration, replaced by free agency.
Yeah.
1880, John Philip Sousa became new director of the U.S. Marine Corps Band. And yeah, this guy goes down in history as one of the greatest band leaders, you know, of all time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No, like, he I don't know the exact semantics, but he did things and, like redid the whole way and how you do it. Like,
Never heard of him.
John Philip Sousa. Nicknamed the March King, composer of Liberty Bell, signature tune of Monty Python's Flying Circus. So, yeah.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Like, he was,
Plus,
you know, the U.S. Marine Corps Band, you know, serious stuff.
Yeah.
And he's working with Monty Python.
Yeah.
Like,
he's diversified.
Yep. And I want that hat. He looks like... I mean...
Yes, I said, you want that hat.
Between
yeah,
the
I know
hat...
you want that hat.
Between the hat, the pince-nez, and, you know, his beard, he looks like a train conductor. So...
He does. And a banker with those glasses.
Yeah. Actually, those are called pince-nez. They pinch the nose.
Yeah.
They don't have the ear things. So... but Alice, you want to take this one here?
1885, specialty delivery mail service begins in the United States.
Huh.
Also in 1886, the U.S. Mint at Carson City, Nevada closes.
Yeah, Carson City Mint.
Yep.
1887, we have the Balochistan, part of modern Pakistan, conquered by the British.
I was hoping you complained about the difficulty of the name, but you just rolled over it like nothing.
Yeah, I know. We also have an 1888 National Geographic magazine publishes for the first time. Holy
Wow.
yes! Happy birthday, National Geographic.
Yeah, Nat Geo.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. 1889, Dutch soccer club HFC Haarlem was founded, national champions in 1946, bankrupt in 2010, then later merged with HFC Kennemerland, new club Haarlem Kennemerland. Alright, so we just got a whole history lesson in one go. It's pretty interesting. I love it when
I knew a guy that had a complete edition of the National Geographics from day one.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah. I haven't seen him in 30 years, but I assume if he's still alive.
So he had like the 1888...
Every edition.
Wow. Like, that is...
Yeah.
That's incredible.
I'm sure it cost him some serious money, and he was well off to be able to afford it.
I hope every single one of those editions, like, is still, you know, like, safe.
Oh, he had it all preserved, in the case.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, you know, like, there could have been a fire since then or
knows?
something. Like, I hope it's, like, in some safe place in a museum or something. I don't know. Anyway, we also have 1889, the Washington voters adopted state constitution and referendum. All right. 1890, Germany's anti-socialist laws lapse. Well, that explains the 20s and 30s and 40s.
Yeah.
You know. 1890 as well, U.S. Congress created the Weather Bureau. All right. And while that was happening, U.S. Congress also established Yosemite National Park in California. We were talking about Yosemite the other day.
Yeah.
So here we go. 1891, Stanford University in California opened its doors after being founded by Leland Stanford and his wife Jane with a $40 million donation in 1891 dollars in memory of their son. Among its first graduation class, future U.S. President Herbert Hoover.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
Whoa.
Still a very prestigious university.
Oh yeah, actually, there's a movie out there called Orange County, and like the whole premise is how they want to get into Stanford University. And the guy actually, he's a writer and everything, and when it came out, the movie really spoke to me personally, because, I was still, very much into writing and such back at that time. I gotta get back into writing, but yeah, no, it was really interesting, because it was a college-age movie, and I was college-age.
Ah, okay.
And it was around the county that I lived in at the time.
Yeah, true.
So, it was kind of made for me,
yeah.
It's serendipitous, I guess is the right word for it.
Serendipity.
Yep. And then 1892 as well, the University of Chicago opens as well. So it's just funny. We had this whole paragraph for Stanford, and also University of Chicago. Yeah, here's some breadcrumbs. Alice. Oh, she's muted. There she is.
I had a couple cars driving by. I didn't want to be too loud. I try to catch that when I can. So in 1894, we have civic organization Knights of Ak-Sarben, founded in Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh, that's interesting. Knights. You think all that would be over with.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you would.
I mean, people still get knighted, but they're not. You don't see friggin' Jean-Luc Picard going out there fighting on the crusade.
Yeah. You think of being knighted that late would be in Britain somewhere.
Yeah, well, this is their own organization.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
What else do we got here?
Well, 1894 1894 we have the first meeting of the Owl Club of Cape Town.
All right.
Cape Town, yeah.
Or the civic organization. Yeah, I already did that one.
Yeah.
And
I wonder who.
Yeah, so you have two 1894s there.
Well, I wonder who is part of the Owl Club.
Oh.
I've heard of it, but I don't know too much about the Owl Club. It sounds like
I saw the instant you knew your facial recognition. Alice didn't even get it.
No, right over her head. That's okay.
Oh.
No, Alice. I wonder who is a member of the Owl Club.
Who?
Yeah. 1895. This is a Lady Death article here.
1895, we have Romanians massacred, but it doesn't tell you how many.
Well, let's take a surface level scratch at that. Let's see. Do I have the Siege of Leyden in here? No, I don't. Oh, yeah, I do. Okay. Hold on a second. Get rid of that. 2,000 Armenians assembled in Constantinople to petition for the implementation of reforms. Oh, then the Ottoman police started massacring them. So, it was during a demonstration, and then they got killed. 80,000 to 300,000. That's quite a discrepancy right there.
Yeah.
That's still a lot of people.
Yeah, it is. Let's see here. Where'd it go? Here we go. Gotta take this one, Alice?
That car drive by.
Yep.
In 1898, Henry Huntington buys LA Railway.
Now I wonder, is that, the guy that Huntington Beach is named after? Oh, you know that?
Of course.
Okay, well then I don't even need to look it up.
Look it up.
Is there a beach named after him too in California?
I thought you were actually giving me factual information.
But I'm pretty sure it is.
Namesake of Huntington Beach. Huntington Beach. Okay. Why is it called that? Hold on a second. How did Huntington Beach get its name? Henry Huntington, a railroad magnate after whom the city is named.
Sure
All right,
was,
so it is. There we go.
It, yeah.
Yeah.
See, I was right, and I'm not even from California. Look at that shit.
Well, I mean, it's a pretty easy puzzle, 2 and 2, but you never know until you know, But I mean, because there is a Huntington Beach in Australia. I knew a guy way back in my old WoW days, you know, who was out in that area.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, New South Wales, I believe. 1898. Let's give you a decent last article with some meat on it. Alice?
Let's see here. 1898. The Vienna University of Economics and Business Administration is funded under the name CUC. Export. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, I saw that too. Cuck.
You wanted me to say cuck. You knew I was going to say it.
Actually, we skipped over this, but good thing it's on the same year, so this is kind of a nasty
Oh
one.
yeah,
Though.
in 1898, Jews were expelled from Kiev, Ukraine.
It's not good.
No.
So that's where they all went over to Odessa, more than likely. That was probably the beginning of that.
Well, there's this one as well, and I wonder if these two are related, because we did talk about Ukraine having been annexed by Russia, earlier in the show, in 1600s.
Well, true.
So, read this. It might be related.
And also in 1898, Tsar Nikolai II expelled Jews from major Russian cities as well. Okay.
Well, I think if Ukraine was a Russian thing, then Kiev definitely would have been a major city. So I think those two are related.
Yeah.
Well, the only reason why I know is about Odessa is because that's where one of my buddies is from, and he's actually Jewish Ukrainian, so from Odessa, Ukraine.
You know what? You should ask him if
they left Ukraine. They left Ukraine, I think, in the early '90s.
Well, no, you should ask him if he has family who were expelled from Kiev. Like, ask him if he has any
I haven't talked to him in years. I'll have to. So I'll reach out to him and see. I don't guarantee any answers coming back, but I will.
Anyway, we are almost 40 minutes into the show, and we're finally in the 1900s.
Hey, here we go.
Wow. We had a 35-page script. We have a lot of history today. We have the first baseball World Series game in 1903. It was played between the Pittsburgh Pirates, which defeated the Boston Americans 7-3 at Huntington Avenue. I wonder if that was named after Henry Huntington.
Probably.
Yeah, actually, depending on where this was held. Jimmy Sebring hit first home run. Deacon Phillip is winning pitcher, and Cy Young was a loser. Oh no! Cy Young lost in the first four.
So they have a picture of the Cy Young, obviously the famous one of them all.
Yeah.
The loser right there.
I mean, they tend to do that a lot. Like, they give glory to, like, the more known person.
They're going for the most known in history, yeah.
But I mean, see, here's the thing. How the hell could the lesser known people possibly become more known when they're overshadowed when they're winning? Like, give them a chance! Come on! 1904, let's see, Netherlands and Portugal laid down boundaries, splitting the island of Timor in two. Alright. 1905, Francisc Pavlik was killed in a demonstration in Prague, inspiring Leos Janek to write his Piano Sonata 1 X 1905. Okay. 1970, a downturn in the stock market led to a run on the dollar. U.S. President Theodore Roosevelt later called on financier J.P. Morgan to help manage the financial crisis. Yikes. He's probably the one who caused it. 1907 as well, the Plaza Hotel at 5th Avenue and 59th Street opened in New York, and I think that's still around. The Plaza Hotel, really famous hotel.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about, actually, another hotel later on here. 1908, first Dutch electric railway in use, Rotterdam to The Hague. All right. While that was going on, future Baseball Hall of Fame pitcher Jack Chesborough recorded final victory for the New York Highlanders before waived and claimed by the Red Sox, defeated pitcher Walter Johnson and Washington Senators 2-1.
There you go. Better known one lost.
Yeah.
At least they have them both up there, though.
Mm-hmm. Then 1908 as well, Henry Ford introduced the Model T car, costing $825, and actually, Extra History is currently in the process of doing a series on Henry Ford.
Oh, that's interesting.
Extra History.
You gotta follow that.
I have been. They're on part 3 now. So Henry Ford, the boy who hated horses, Extra History, a great channel, by the way. So I'm going to put part 1 here in the underbar, and then you can just go on from there. But yeah, like, they do a whole lot of stuff. Like, here's Motor City and all that stuff, and yeah, because it was interesting, like how the Model T was designed and everything. It was designed to the width to fit into the ruts created by the wagons for better traction because the ground was a lot more compacted.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
let's see here. Let's give some things to little Miss Allie Kablowy here. What is this? Oh, this one actually first.
What is this we got here? 1910 Berkshire Castle Fair held in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. The first state fair ever, I guess, in 1910.
Yeah, first state fair.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah. Now this
Look
one's
at that.
interesting. Yeah, I wonder what happened
Dude,
here.
nobody can match the Minnesota State Fair, though.
Yeah, I'd like to go to a state fair again. It's been a long time.
Dude, if you're gonna go to anyone, you gotta go to the Minnesota. It's bigger than most other ones. The only other one I would say compares. There's only 2 other states. That's Texas and Iowa.
Yeah, I've been to the Orange County Fair 2 to 3 times. I'm not sure if I've been to the LA County Fair, but that's
Yes, you have.
I have.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there we go. And and Alice is 100% correct. Like we actually on Google Maps we looked at the satellite view of their fairgrounds and everything.
Yeah.
And their grandstand alone, the grandstand,
Which fair?
of her fair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The grandstand and in the audience area, that one section alone is bigger than the entire footprint of the entire OC State Fair.
I can believe
It's
that.
just, oh my
Oh
god.
yeah, that's right. You looked at a picture of the grandstand where we do our music at in the Minnesota State
Yeah,
Fair.
dude,
the fairgrounds is massive.
That was humbling because I thought we had a decent fairgrounds. It was nothing. My fairground is built.
Yeah,
it's
and
like
These are county fairs too, not state fairs.
And
Yeah, but
inside
still,
that grandstand, inside that grandstand is shops and little outlets where people sell stuff there too.
Yeah.
And then you go out to this, and it has some of the best acoustics I've ever heard.
Yeah. Go out and experience life is what we're saying. But let's keep on going on with the
One
show
question
here.
real quick.
Yeah.
Does California, obviously this is a personal question.
Does California have a state fair?
I'm sure they do. It's probably up in
Yeah,
Sacramento.
you
California
should.
have a state fair. You'd think we would.
Probably in Sacramento.
Oh yeah, we do. Yeah, you're exactly right. Cal Expo in Sacramento, California. So
Never
you
been
go.
there.
Well, we've been to Sacramento.
Yeah, but never to the
Yeah.
state fair is what we're talking about.
We bought airsoft guns in
Yeah.
Sacramento.
Yeah.
And then went and shooting on the beach.
Yeah.
Testing them out.
Had a whole war.
Yeah.
A 2-man war.
God.
Which your mother rolled her eyes at.
Well, see, I look back and the amount of the plastic BBs that we just littered all over that beach. Oh my God!
Not good.
We were
Not good.
Well,
that was bad.
Speaking of oh my God, let's move to 1910's explosion at
Yeah.
LA Times and kills 21 people.
Yeah, what the hell happened? Was that a bombing, or did did a boiler go off, or it was a bombing?
Who
Okay,
knows?
so
1910 bombing.
huh? Los Angeles Times bombing. So here we have two links actually. So let's put them. Want this one here, and the Wikipedia. Of course,
Never heard of that.
I think I did. Because I have heard all sorts of things. You can't remember everything here.
Right.
So, yeah. Take this other 1910, and then I'll rattle us off for a little while.
1910, Regina Rugby Club to be. Hang on. Sorry about that. In 1910, Regina Rugby Club to become CFL Saskatchewan Rough Riders plays first game losing to Moose Jaw Tigers 16-6.
Yikes.
Your grandfather played rugby
Oh.
in college.
Oh. Yeah. Alice, at the end of what you're saying, it sounded like somebody began throwing up. Like when you're talking, right before you cut out,
I was
heard.
trying not to laugh at Rough Riders.
Oh. Why are you laughing at Rough Riders? Anyway, 1911, United Dutch Diamond Workers got an 8-hour day. All right. I guess work day or something.
Yeah.
1914, the 1st Division of Canadian troops, 33,000 sailed for Britain. The most Canadians are volunteers, anxious to prove their loyalty to the Commonwealth.
So this is one, right?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
World War I.
Yeah.
1914 as well, the Prince of Asir, southern region of Arabia, rose in revolt against the Turks. His actions will inspire other Arab leaders to revolt. Huh. And we also have in 1918, of course, also during World War One, combined Arab and British force under the Lawrence of Arabia, T.E. Lawrence, captured Damascus from the Turks. Whoa! Ooh. So he went from going around, blowing up railroad lines in the middle of the Sahara Desert to actively capturing, centers of population.
I wonder how many were under his command.
I don't know. How many people did Lawrence of Arabia? He wasn't really a military unit. He was more like a guerrilla fighter. So he wasn't like. It wasn't like he was a commander or anything. Yeah. Like he was just a leader of a group of ragtag. Because what they primarily did, because the Sultan of the Ottoman Empire, because of their holdings in Eastern Africa, in Morocco and whatnot, to get a fast track, to travel from Constantinople and the center of the Ottoman Empire was to their colonies and holdings farther away. They built a huge rail line going straight through the desert. Now you're in the desert, there's little to no civilization.
Right. So
what he did was he went and he just bombed random places and made it just basically a war of attrition, and exhausted his the Sultan's efforts to keep a supply line going. He was a supply terrorist essentially. So
that probably fits into then what you're talking about when he said, did Lawrence really say no prisoners? If he did, they didn't have the capacity to take them. That means they're going to kill him. He did that. In
some battles, he ordered his followers to take no prisoners or administered coups de grace to men too badly wounded to be carried. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you're a guerrilla fighter. You don't have the facility.
That's what I'm saying.
So, yeah. What else do we got here? 1919, infamous Black Sox Baseball World Series began with Cincinnati Reds Dutch Ruethler pitching a 6-hitter and hitting 3 RBI on 2 triples and a single for a 9-1 rout of White Sox. Okay. I don't know what that means, but that sounds painful. 1920, Dutch law provided for an 8-hour working day. Didn't we just talk about that? Dutch diamond workers, yeah. Okay, yeah. So 9 years before. 1922, former Chicago Staleys play for first NFL game as Chicago Bears defeated Racine Legion 6-0 at Horlick Field, Racine, Wisconsin.
1922. Goes
yeah.
Back. 100 years and one.
101 years. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 1 year per Dalmatian, I guess. So. Cruella de Vil. 1924, first Dutch airliner. Wow, what is today Dutch Day? What's going on? The Fokker F7 took off from Amsterdam to for Batavia in Java. Well, let's take this look at this aircraft. Let's see here. Fokker. Oh, this one. Okay. Oh. 1924. That looks pretty advanced for 24.
Yeah. That looks like what's his name who flew the Atlantic.
Spirit of St. Louis.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. Yeah.
Same style.
Yeah. Actually, this is a tri-engine. There's an engine in the front, and then there's one under each wing.
Oh, okay.
Actually, this one is a one engine, so I guess it really depends on which model you want. Because this is a tri-engine. It has rounded wings. This is a one engine. It has rectangular wings. The bodies are different too. This is longer, slender, and this is fatter. The tails are different. You know, that's weird how you can have something with so much differences and it's the same model of plane.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah. 1924 as well, MLB Commissioner Kennesaw Landis banned New York Giants outfielder Jimmy O'Connell and coach Cozy Dolan from World Series after they attempted to bribe Phillies shortstop Heine Sand. Wow. Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
So, what else do we have? 1926, Alice. You there, Alice? I guess she's not there.
I had all that card right by.
Oh, okay.
1926, you said?
Yes.
Alright, 1926, oil field accident cost aviator Wiley Post his left eye, uses the settlement money to buy his first aircraft.
Wow. So, he lost an eye and continued to fly. The one eye fly.
Don't make a left
turn.
It
happens.
No.
It does happen.
Actually, speaking of
blind spot.
Speaking of left turns, actually, it was Germany that invented the ability to even turn left in a plane. because before that, planes had to turn right because of the way of the propeller.
Oh.
Like, it dictates, like, you turn right, a lot faster. If you turn left, it's a lot harder of a maneuver, and you get shot down easier. So Germany invented a way to turn left and then just dominated in the skies. That's why they were so cool. Or not so cool, but so good.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. What else do we got here? You got that. 1927. Miss Alice?
1927, Pittsburgh Pirates won with a team including 5 future Baseball Hall of Famers, clinched the NL pennant with 9-6 win versus Cincinnati Reds, Pirates' last NL pennant until 1960.
Wow.
Long
So
time.
33 years. What else do we got here?
We have in 1928. Give me 1 second here. Cesar launches its first 5-year plan.
You want to take this one? And I'll give you these next 3, actually, one after another, and then I'm going to rattle us off for a little while.
Okie dokie, 1931, the Spanish Cortez, right? It says courts.
I think it's court, like a law, court of law or something. So.
The Spanish courts accept general female suffrage.
All right.
Okay.
Same day, same year, the second and current Waldorf Astoria Hotel is opened in New York.
Yep. And
Also in 1932, Babe Ruth legendary call sludged by club's dugout points to center field before homering into the Wrigley Field bleachers in 5th inning, Game 3 of the World Series. New York Yankees win 7. Yeah, that's where today was the day of the infamous where he calls for a home run.
Yeah, so that's the one when he pointed or something? Yeah.
It is a question if that actually happened, but it is awesome that it is today.
Yeah. Moving on up to 1932 as well, Oswald Mosley formed British Union of Fascists. Whoa, that's yikes right there. And going back to Babe Ruth here, 1933, he made his final pitching appearance in MLB. Yeah. Pitched all 9 innings in a season-ending 6-5 win versus Boston Red Sox in Yankee Stadium. Hit his 34th home run of the season in 5th inning. We also have the New York Giants made no first downs, but still beat the Green Bay Packers. Oh, they defeated your team, Alice. 10-7 in a Week 3 NFL matchup at Bushett Field, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Oh, you know I have to, Alice. What else do we got here? Washington Senators, same day, same year, as you would say, 1933. Coach Nick Altrock played in an MLB game at the age of 57 as a pinch hitter, faced Rube Wahlberg of the Philadelphia A's, went on hitless in a 3-0 loss. Oh, that's not good. German expansion of the military. 1934, Adolf Hitler expanded the German army and navy, violating the Treaty of Versailles. Yep, yeah, probably because the Allies stopped checking in on them in 1928, I believe. We spoke about that yesterday, I think. We also have 1936, Generalissimo Francisco Franco established the state of Spain. Yep, that was when he was doing his little civil war and all that stuff. You had flashes?
Yeah.
By the way, I want to reread this for you. 1933, Washington Senators coach Nick Altrock played in an MLB game at the age of 57 as a pinch hitter. You know the term coaches never play? Well, apparently they do.
Yeah.
So.
Although there have been some player coaches, which obviously he, I guess, was one.
Well, I mean, you start off as a player.
In basketball.
Well, no, you start off as a player, then you became a coach. He was a coach, and then he went on the field.
Yeah.
Like, that's unusual, as a coach to go play.
Well, in basketball, there have been some player coaches. They're the player and they coach.
Huh, well, that's basketball. This is baseball.
Yeah, true.
So, what else do we got here? 1937, Pullman Company formally recognized Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters. Okay. Train stuff.
Yeah.
1938, Germany annexes Sudetenland, 1/3 of Czechoslovakia, following the Munich Agreement. We were talking about the Munich Agreement yesterday between, Neville Chamberlain allowing Germany to just, eat a portion, And then I'm like, you know what? This reminds me a hell of a lot of, what happened with Hong Kong. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's still going. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, the mirror, like, what I'm saying, like, history repeats itself. Well, not exactly, but it does a really good job at mirroring.
Yeah, there you go. More than repeating, yes.
Like, you look at Nazi Germany, what they did, with the Holocaust, what they did, before the war, during the war, and all that stuff. Look at China, what they're doing with the Uyghurs, with the Tibetans, with a slew of other. China is doing Germany, is doing what Germany did, but on steroids,
And we're questioning now if they attack, what's her names? If
Taiwan.
Taiwan, are we going to have any kind of repercussions? So we're still looking in that. It is kind of mirroring.
And at the same time, while Neville Chamberlain, who came in after, because there was Winston Churchill, and then they got rid of him. They brought in Neville Chamberlain. Mm-hmm. Well, we had Trump. We got rid of him. We brought in Biden. Neville Chamberlain kowtowed to Germany. Biden's kowtowing to China. Mm-hmm. We still have, if we still have the ability to bring Trump in. If we decide we're mirroring history.
Yeah.
True. Like, I'm not saying anything, positive or negative about Trump or Biden or whatever. I'm just saying, things are falling in line here.
You're looking at the trail of history.
Yeah. 1939, after a 1-month siege of Warsaw, hostile forces entered the city. And this is weird. They say hostile forces. They don't mention Nazis.
Yeah.
Actually, no. What Warsaw, I guess, would have been the Russians.
You know what? I'm not sure. It would have been
because Germany and Russia agreed beforehand that they were going to invade at the same time to really screw Poland over, and then they met at the middle, and then whatever they conquered, they kept.
Yeah.
So
okay.
That was the agreement, and they actually honored it. But and then later Barbarossa happened because both nations would want the Baltic states, and they wouldn't do the same with the Baltic states that they did with Poland. So.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway, 1939, Winston Churchill called Russia a riddle wrapped in a mystery inside an enigma. And,
that's a mouthful.
Patrick, my mind. That reminds me of this one here.
You may be an open book, SpongeBob, but I'm a bit more complicated than that. The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma.
Old Mill.
Yep. What else we got here? 1940. Alice, do you want to take this? Oh, you should take this, actually. You there?
Oh. Yeah, I'm here. 1940, Pennsylvania Turnpike Pioneer Toll Thruway opens.
Ah, the Turnpike.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That's pretty big. What else do we have?
Turnpike.
Yeah.
Well, we have the music history in 41. Dmitry Shostakovich evacuated by plane to Moscow.
The one man Stalin couldn't kill.
Oh. He's in the history a lot.
Yeah, for a reason. Oh. What else do we got here?
Well, we have Bell P-59 aircraft fighter, first U.S. jet makes maiden flight.
Ooh. So let's take a look at what that. Oh wow, yeah, that one. Okay. Now that is not the first ever jet, and the first ever jet was not German, because we know about the German invented jet technology and all that stuff. They did not invent jet technology actually. I believe it was Netherlands. I don't know. Hold on. It says first jets, 1912. Hold on a second. First jets. It's not these ones. Hold on. It's jet aircraft. First jets, 1914. I'm trying to find. Hold on. Weird red jets biplane. Let's see if I can find it. Here. No, that's not it. Here it is. This one. The Conada 1910. Okay. Experimental airplane from 1910 that used a weird ducted fan engine, possibly an early try at a jet engine.
Woo-hoo.
So the first concept, 1910.
So they're not even sure what it was.
Yeah.
Possibly a jet engine.
Well, yeah. Let's see here.
Tried it. That is awesome looking. Look at that.
Yeah.
That looks like what a jet engine would require to do, suck in a lot of air.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to find a frontal view of it. Airplane jets. Here we go. So you see here.
But it does look like what the concept would be for a jet engine, man. That's something else.
Oh yeah, I think this is the video I've actually already seen. Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, you see there, like the compression.
Yeah.
This was 1910.
Wow.
You know? So...
And how that didn't take off. You know. Sorry.
I guess
I'm turning into you. Oh my God.
Actually, I think I'm turning into you. So, or we're turning into a mix of each other.
Oh, that's not good.
You
Either
guys
way,
are molding as one.
Either way,
oh my God.
If it didn't take off, does that mean it sucked or didn't suck, or it didn't suck enough?
That engine sucks.
Anyway, what else do we have here? 1942. Here we go. Hey, Alice.
1942, we got little golden books, children's books, begin publishing. I remember those.
Yeah. 1943, the 1st King's Dragoon Guards, the Royal Armored Corps, liberated suburbs of Naples. So during World War II. So. We also had Allied forces captured Naples during World War II. Okay, so that's the same thing. I don't know. So we're going to run into a couple things where they have the same article split into 2 articles for whatever reason.
Yeah.
1943, Germans attacked Jews in Denmark. Yeah, well, they were constantly attacking Jews.
Yeah.
1944, newspaper editor Alejandro Cordova was assassinated in Guatemala. Yikes. 1944, the St. Louis Browns defeated New York Yankees 5-2 at Sportsman's Park 3 to win their only American League pennant. Lost World Series 4-2 to neighbor Cardinals. 1945, U.S. Office of Strategic Services, the OSS, the precursor to the CIA, disbanded. Well, the precursor to the Central Intelligence Agency.
What was it again? U.S. Office of Strategic... Okay.
Yeah, OSS. Which, that was like if you've seen, Captain America and all that stuff.
Yeah.
His main squeeze, whatever her name was. She was an OSS operative. Actually, no, she wasn't OSS. She was British, so she was MI6, I think, or MI5, whatever. But they work with the OSS in that movie. 1945 as well, World Heavyweight Boxing Champion Joe Louis was discharged from U.S. Army after being awarded the Legion of Merit. Wow. So this guy not only served, but he did great things, and then they honorably discharged him. Nice. 1946, 12 Nazi war criminals sentenced to death in Nuremberg. Yep, we spoke about that yesterday. 1946
should be highlighted.
Yeah. Where is it? Right here. Yeah. Why did they hydrox cream it? 1946 as well, St. Louis Cardinals defeated the Brooklyn Dodgers 4-2 in first MLB playoff game for a league championship, National League. St. Louis won the series 2-0. 1947. Alice, you want to take this?
Yeah, as soon as a cat gets off my phone.
All right. Get off the phone, cat.
Cat put me out of full screen.
Off the phone, cat.
Hey, you're doing something. I want to get on this.
Get off the phone, cat. And don't you
first
come back.
helicopter airmail and express service in L.A., California.
All right.
There you go. We also have 1947, same day, same year. We have the F-86 Sabre flies for the first time.
Let's take a look at that. Oh, okay, that one. Center jet engine. So they sit on the engine. The whole thing is an engine.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I remember those styles of jets. They were really modern.
Yeah. What else happened in 47, Alice? You got a couple.
Well, we have a U.S. control of Haitian customs and government revenue ends.
All right.
Same day, same year as well. In 47, we have William Wister Haynes' command decision premieres in New York City.
All right. 1948, California Supreme Court voided state statute banning interracial marriages in Perez versus Sharp case. Wow. I'm surprised it even got up to that point. Well, I guess California was a lot more conservative back in the day. So.
Yeah, it was a conservative state at one time.
Yeah.
It should go back again. 1948, Radio Denmark began transmitting. All right. In 1949, the People's Republic of China proclaimed by Mao Zedong this is their national day.
Oh, this is the national day.
For the CCP.
I wonder if they still celebrate that today.
They do, actually.
Okay.
This is why, like, China is struggling so hard to get Taiwan. They want to own Taiwan by the time it's their centennial.
Well, yeah, no, that's right. That's absolutely right.
Yeah.
But, we recognize China and Taiwan as one, not separate countries.
Well,
we recognize that. We agreed with the Chinese that we recognize it
at the time. Now we don't.
still do,
well,
officially, but we always recognize Taiwan as the legitimate China.
Well, speaking of Taiwan as the legitimate China, 1949, as well, the Republic of China, Taiwan, formed on the island of Formosa, and fitting that the source being a leftist one highlights the CCP one, and not the other one. This being a leftist source. Of course, he'd highlight and honor and cherish Mao Zedong in his little red book.
But my question is then, if China attacks Taiwan, how do we intervene? Because we've already accepted that they are both one, so that would be an internal struggle. How do we interject into an internal country struggle?
Well, the same way as we did with Korea and Vietnam. Oh wait, neither of them worked out that well.
Not Korea and Vietnam. They were never considered one.
No, but those were internal struggles. Korea was having its own internal struggle. We went in, as the United Nations and everything, and then Vietnam was having a struggle with that was a different story. You're right, with France and everything. But
anyways, moving on.
Well, we intervene in civil wars all the time.
Maybe
all the time.
We shouldn't.
Well, we shouldn't, but we actually are the cause of a lot of these civil wars that we intervene in. So, anyway, 1950, Connie Mack's last game as Philadelphia Athletics manager, having served from 1901, so 49 years. Longest serving manager in MLB history, defeated Washington Senators 5-3 at Shreve Park. Every time I see this picture, I don't see his irises, his pupils, his eyes. Like he looks like a zombie, like he's dead or something. 1950 as well, New York Giants defeated Cleveland Browns 6-0 at Cleveland Stadium, set Browns club record for fewest points scored by both teams. Browns went on to win the NFL championship. All right. Also in 1950, Philadelphia Phillies clinched the National League pennant on Dick Sizzler's 3-run home. Wow, what a name, Dick Sizzler. Whoa, that sounds painful. Home run in a season-ending 4-1 win versus the Brooklyn Dodgers. Philly's first pennant since 1913. Only me? Are you kidding? His name is Dick Sizzler. Oh my God! Also, in 1950.
Yeah. Oh my God! Also what?
Well, speaking of Korea, South Korean troops crossed the 38th parallel into North Korea. So I think this is when the Korean War started, or around the time. I mean, that's an invasion right there.
Yeah.
1951, we have the first treaty signed by a woman ambassador, Eugene Anderson, the U.S. ambassador to Denmark. All right.
The South Korean War, the Chinese decided to go in and support the North.
Yeah.
And not take Taiwan, because they were planning to take Taiwan at that time.
You are correct. You are correct. They had a decision.
Yeah. And
they decided to help the North because otherwise the North would have fallen, and then we'd go in and just kick them out of Taiwan. So, what else do we got here? 1951, 24th Infantry Regiment, the last all-black U.S. military unit, was deactivated. So integration.
Yeah.
1952, first ultra-high-frequency UHF television station in Portland, Oregon. The Weird Al movie was UHF, right?
I don't know.
UHF, yes.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
It is.
1952 as well.
Wheel of Fish.
Wheel of Fish. Like, one of my favorite scenes was when that guy teaching poodles how to fly. Plot twist, they didn't fly.
That's snapper. Very good.
They're both like, where'd you find this guy? Like, I don't know. Like, it was never answered how that guy got on their station.
Oh, that guy, badges? We don't need no stinking badges. And how turtles are the natural suction cup.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. He put a turtle on the ceiling and it stayed somehow. Because it's weird.
And today we're going to teach poodles how to fly.
Yeah, anyway, 1952, Liberal Party won Japanese elections. That explains anime. 1952 as well, on Montebello Island, Great Britain first atom bomb explosion. Oh, so welcome to the nuclear state.
Yeah.
So, and actually, that was 1952. I don't think that was highlighted. Yeah, it wasn't. Why is it not highlighted?
I don't know.
So, yeah. 1953, Alice.
1953, we have Brooklyn Dodgers pitcher Carl Erskine, sets a Baseball World Series record with 14 strikeouts in a 3-2 game 3 win against New York Yankees at Ebbets Field.
Ooh. All right.
Yeah. We also have 1953 Indian state of Andhra Pradesh partitioned from Madras.
All right.
And then we have 1954 British colony of Nigeria becomes a federation.
We're going to be talking about Nigeria 1, 2, or 3 more times actually.
Really?
This is, I believe, their independence as well. Like, like Constitution. Like there's several other articles actually. Before we get there, we have 1955. The Baltimore Colts fullback Alan Amenchi became the first rookie in NFL history to top 100 yards rushing in his first 2 games. Wow. That went in swinging. Totals 153 against Detroit Lions after 194 yards in debut versus the Chicago Bears. The Bears.
The Bears.
We also have 1955. Jackie Gleason sitcom The Honeymooners debuts on CBS, replacing his variety series. Production ended after 39 episodes. And that's the one where they used space travel as a metaphor for beating his wife, right?
To the moon, Alice.
Yeah.
To the moon. Now, but he's right. What that means is he had a sitcom show, an hour sitcom show, and they did the Honeymooners as a bit within the show. This became a sitcom within.
So its own standalone thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. We also have in 1956, U.S. jockey Johnny Heckman became the first to ride 7 winners at Hawthorne Racecourse at Stickney/Cicero near Chicago, Illinois. 1956, Zesthoven Airport at Rotterdam officially opened. 1957, B-52 bombers began full-time flying alert in case of USSR attack. So yeah, like that was when we first started having bombs in the air, and why there's so many broken arrows like that one in Spain. We had aircraft in the air at all times, just off of Russia's border. If they started a nuclear war, we're right there, So, and then of course ICBMs came along later and put that into obsolete and everything. Yeah. But it led to several incidents of accidental nuclear bombs being dropped. There were 3 nukes, accidentally dropped over some farm out in Spain. We recovered 2 of them, but the third one was so badly mangled that they can't dig it up without risk of it going off. Ooh. So they just covered it in cement, and now there's like this one little area in the middle of like this field that is the official U.S. territory in Spain. That's now just like overgrown with grass and everything. There's a live nuke under there.
Whoa!
It can go off at any time. So like broken arrow. Like there's a lot. Like how many broken arrows? Because that's the term. Yeah. 32. Since 1950, there have been 32 nuclear weapon accidents known as broken arrows. It is defined as an unexpected event involving nuclear weapons that result in the accidental launching, firing, detonation, theft, or loss of the weapon.
Ooh.
So, 32.
That's a bunch.
Yeah. Most of them, thankfully, have been found, but some of them, are still out there. Like, there's one that accidentally dropped off of the coast of Georgia, U.S., East Coast here. There's one that's just gone. So, at any given moment, a nuclear explosion could occur off the coast of Georgia. Unless somebody found it. What else do we got here? This is something you're going to remember. Also in 1957, the first appearance of In God We Trust on U.S. paper currency.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
1958, Britain transferred Christmas Island south of Java to Australia. Oh, how nice. That's the same island that they nuked into oblivion.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
Why I know that. That island, Christian.
Oh, hey, we nuked the shit out of this. Here, you can have it. Oh, gee, thanks.
All yours.
1958 as well, U.S. Space Agency NASA began operations incorporating earlier National Advisory Council on Aeronautics and other bodies.
So this is the foundation of NASA?
I believe when they're actually bringing in other people. Like I think NASA, you know what? Let me look. When did NASA start? July 29th, 1958. So
okay, so that's a few months later.
Yeah. So they've been formed, and now they're they're covering redundancies.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
What else do we have? 1959, Chicago White Sox defeated the LA Dodgers 11-0. Wow. In Game 1 of the Baseball World Series at Chomsky Park, White Sox first WS appearance since 1919 Black Sox scandal. LA won the series 4-2.
I remember playing the White Sox. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't remember this particular game, but I remember the series.
Yeah. And in 1960, I don't know why they don't have this chronologically correct, so I'm going to read it as chronologically correct. Nigeria, as I said, became independent, or gained independence from Great Britain. This is their national day. And they also became the 99th member of the United Nations. Now, was it Nigeria or Zimbabwe that I was talking about earlier? I think it was Nigeria.
I can't remember.
I can't either. So, 1960 as well, Wole Soyinka's play A Dance in the Forest was first performed as part of the Nigerian independence celebrations. All right.
I was pretty sure you said Nigeria at the beginning. So.
I think so too. So, but I'm not sure. 1961, a volcano believed to be extinct erupted in Tristan da Cunha. Whoops.
Yeah.
That happens.
1961, East and West Cameroon merged as the Federal Republic of Cameroon. All right. 1961 as well, the New York Yankees right fielder Roger Maris became MLB's all-time home run leader when he passes Babe Ruth's mark with number 61 off Boston rookie Tracy Stellard in a 1-0 win at Yankee Stadium.
I remember that. It was huge.
Here we go. 1961 as well, the Beach Boys recorded their debut single, Surfin', introducing a new musical style.
Yeah.
Everybody was surfing USA.
Yeah.
I gotta listen to that song.
So I'd like to do was it Ray Stevens, Surfing USSR.
Oh, God.
California. There you go,
1962, The Lucy Show premiered on CBS. Is that I Love Lucy?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yes. Well, no. The Lucy Show followed up after I Love Lucy. I Love Lucy started in the 50s.
Oh, okay.
The Lucy Show was another show of hers.
Okay. While that was happening, U.S. singer Barbra Streisand signed her first recording contract with Columbia Records.
I didn't realize she was that late.
Yeah. And that she was that old.
Well, signing a contract. I thought she would have been around longer than that.
1962, Brian Epstein signed a contract to manage the Beatles through 1977. I wonder if he has any relationship to Jeffrey Epstein. Seriously.
No.
I'm not being funny.
I don't think so.
Huh. 1962 as well. Where there's a lot of 62s today. James Meredith became the first black student at the University of Mississippi. And then, this is what I was saying. We have... Well, this is highlighted, and we have the same exact article. James Meredith enrolled for classes at University of Mississippi, desegregating the college.
Same thing.
Yeah, same exact thing.
Yeah.
You could roll that up into one thing, or this is, chronologically before this one. Because this is when he enrolled, and then he became,
Yeah.
So,
you enroll first.
chronologically, they have it backwards. You can't become a student before you enroll. He enrolled and he became a student.
The first black student in the university.
Yeah.
Became the first black student. Okay.
Yeah. But then it says he enrolled. So how can he become a student and then enroll after? Chronologically, it's wrong, and it's the same article.
They're both the same.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird. Anyway, 1962, Johnny Carson hosted his first The Tonight Show on NBC. Guests included Rudy Vallee, Tony Bennett, Mel Brooks, and John Crawford. All right.
And Tony Bennett just passed away this year, too.
Yeah, he did.
We also have the UN gave Netherlands control of New Guinea. All right. And 1962, U.S. National Radio Astronomy Observatory installed a 300-foot or a 91-meter radio telescope in Green Bay, West Virginia. All right. Oh, here we go. 1963, Nigeria again enacted a new constitution and became a republic. Didn't it become a republic before?
Yes, it did.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the first article.
Yeah.
They became a republic, and then they're independent. Now they're a republic again somehow. 1964, first official broadcast of Trans World Radio on Bon Air. While that was going on, the free speech movement launched at University of California, Berkeley.
Ooh.
The first thing that came to my mind was your story of when they had those people up there saying, "Oh, we're being oppressed," yada yada.
Yeah.
And then the right wing guy came up and they booed him off stage and all that stuff.
Yeah, that was the first seed that planted in my head that, wait a minute, because I'm a big free speech guy, we got to be heard.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're shutting someone up. I go, what the hell?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah. So, and then, it just went on from there, and look at the world today. So,
Yeah.
Californication, the whole world went to shit. The whole world became California. No, seriously. You think about, all the hippy-dippy movement, every progressive ideal, every governmental, thing, everything that is ruining the world goes back to the Bay Area.
Yeah.
When you think about it.
Yep. Oakland.
Yep.
Primarily.
Yeah. Thank you, San Francisco. Speaking of San Francisco, 1964 as well, their cable cars were declared a national landmark. All right. And Alice, let's give you a couple here.
Well, we have 1966. Newspaper magnate Thompson purchases the Times.
All right. Oh, here we go.
We have in 1966, we as well have West Coast Airlines Flight 956 crashes with 18 fatal injuries and no survivors 5.5 miles south of Omni, Oregon. This accident marks the first loss of a DC-9 airplane. Oh.
That is worded weird. Fatal injuries and no survivors. So that means that there were survivors that died after the fact from their injuries.
Yeah.
I guess so, yeah.
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 It's, once again, another weird way to say something. What else do we got here, Allie?
Well, let's see here. Let's take a look-sees. 1967, Pink Floyd arrives in New York for their first U.S. tour.
Oh, yeah. Pink Floyd.
1967, boy.
Yeah, what I really love is just the irony. We don't need no education. Double negative, yes you do. What else do we got here?
Give me 1 second here.
All right.
Yeah. We have sports history today. Richard Petty continues phenomenal NASCAR winning streak by taking the Wilkes 400 at North Wilkesboro Speedway, unprecedented 10th consecutive victory in 1967.
Wow. Well.
Oh, yeah.
And then,
so we also have 1968 cult zombie film Night of the Living Dead, directed by George A. Romero, starring Dwayne Jones and Judith O'Dea, premieres in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Your turn, buddy.
Actually, why don't you close out 68 here?
Huh?
Why don't you close out 68 here?
68, I think I can handle that. 68, the Guyanese government takes over the British Guyana Broadcasting Service, the BGBS.
All right. So,
It's never good. Government taking over.
Well, no. The government took over the British one.
Yeah.
So, no, that was Guinea. Guinea was a British thing.
Okay.
So that's them taking their own thing.
Yeah.
Now, granted, the government now owns it, but they're taking it from the government that governed their government.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's going in the right direction.
Yeah.
1969 Concorde 001 jet airplane test flight broke the sound barrier. Concorde.
Yeah, they had a problem. What was doomed that is they couldn't take off in different airports because it was breaking the sound barrier.
Yeah. Then they also had the droop
So
snoop.
they had noise abatement.
Yeah. While that was going on, Guernsey and Jersey began issuing their own postage stamps.
No, really?
So I guess those are countries. Guernsey and Jersey. Because, we have New Jersey.
Yeah.
So this is just Jersey. I guess that's old Jersey,
I don't know.
1970, 63 were arrested in a riot to buy Rolling Stone tickets in Milan, Italy. What? Okay. I guess people really wanted those tickets. 1970 as well, final game played at Philadelphia's Connie Mack Stadium. Phillies won over the Montreal Expos 2-1.
Connie Mack Stadium was around that long.
Yeah.
1970.
Now this is weird. Yeah, they have this, what I just read. And then here, 1970 as well. Phillies defeated the Montreal Expos 2-1 in final game played at Connie Mack Stadium in Philadelphia. Yeah. Fans swarm onto field and destroy it after the game. Third time in the same dates, that we have redundant articles.
Yeah.
What is going on here?
I don't know.
Do people not proofread? Do they just add things without looking at what's already there? What the hell? 1971, Walt Disney World opened in Bay Lake, Florida. That's a yikes. 1973, future Baseball Hall of Fame player and manager Leo DeRocher. How do you pronounce it?
Leo DeRocher.
Thank you, DeRocher. Ended his 45-year career in the sport when he resigned as Houston Astros manager. All right. We also have USSR West Germany gas tunnel opened. All right. 1974, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre horror film premiered in director Tobe Hooper's hometown, Austin, Texas, in the U.S. Oh, wow. So that must have been scary. We also have U.S. computer scientist Gary Kildall presented the prototype of his CP/M operating system in his backyard tool shed.
I don't know what that means.
Like some kind of computer something or other. Yeah. Watergate cover-up trial opened in Washington, D.C. Oh, that's pretty big.
Yeah.
And 1975, the Thriller in Manila. Muhammad Ali stopped Joe Frazier in 14 rounds in Quezon City, the Philippines, to retain his WBC WBA heavyweight title.
Great fights. Those two had some really great fights.
Yeah. 1975, Britain granted internal self-government to Seychelles. Cool. 75 as well, Ellis Island split from Gilbert Islands, took the name Tuvalu. Now, I don't think those are the same Ellis Islands, as, in the New York area.
No.
So, yeah. 1975 as well, Reunion Island stopped printing stamps. France took over production. Okay. And 1976, Alice, why don't you take this one here?
76, the first Dutch casino opens.
All right.
We have 77, Brazilian soccer great Pelé plays his final game for the New York Cosmos in exhibition against Santos in front of 75,000 at Giant Stadium. 1,281 goals in 1,363 games.
Wow. That's almost a goal a game.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good, man.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Ooh.
1977, the U.S. Department of Energy is established.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
78, Comoros adopts Constitution. Sorry.
Huh?
And 78 as well, we have Voltok Revolutionary Communist Party is founded.
Mm-hmm. And last 78.
And 78 again, we have Tuvalu, formerly Ellis Island, declares independence from the United Kingdom.
We just talked about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go, 75. Ellis Island split from Gilbert Island, took name Tuvalu. And then Tuvalu declared independence.
Same day, what,
3 years later, yeah. Here we go again, Nigeria. Adopted a constitution. Alhaji Shagari became president. Today is Nigeria Day. What the hell?
Boy, on this day for Nigeria.
Yeah. 1979, Pope John Paul II began his first papal visit to the USA in Boston. Yeah, what a better place to be than the city of brotherly love. And by brotherly love, we mean we kick each other's asses until mom comes home. I mean, isn't that what brothers do? Oh. 1979, Shalu Shagari became the first and only president of Nigeria's Second Republic. Nigeria again. God, what 1979 as well. U.S. returned the canal zone, but not the canal, to Panama after 79 years.
Yeah.
So, 1980, cosmonauts Ryumin and Popov broke space endurance record of 176 days, which has since been vastly broken. 1981, U.S. largest private investment bank, Salomon Brothers, sold to commodities trader Philborough Corporation for $483 million, which is pennies today, for something like that.
Yeah.
It'd be in the billions. What else we got?
Sure.
82, Epcot Center opened in Orlando, Florida.
Oh, there we go.
Yep. We also have 82 as well. The Sony CDP-101, world's first commercially released compact disc player, released in Japan for 168,000 yen or $730. Wow.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. And we also have 1982. Warner Brothers Records released the Nightfly debut solo album or solo studio album by singer-songwriter keyboardist Donald Fagen of the band Steely Dan.
Oh yeah.
Let's see here. Moving on up to 1984, Ali Kablawi's year and her turn. Alice? Maybe she's gone to the bathroom. All right. Gary Trudeau's...
I'm here.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, Gary Trudeau's Doonesbury comic strip resumes after 2-year hiatus.
I like Doonesbury. Well, that's a good strip.
Yeah.
And I wonder if he has any relation to Justin Trudeau. You know? Yeah. 1985.
1985, Israeli air raid on PLO headquarters at Tunis. 68 people are killed.
Yikes. Ooh, here you go, Alice.
1986, New Zealand Labour government introduces a goods and service tax, GST, adding 10% to costs of most goods and services. That's gay.
That's not good.
That sucks.
Yeah. And one more.
What else do we have here? 1986, President Carter's Presidential Library Museum dedicated in Atlanta.
All right. And here we go again. We have another split. So, 1987, 6 people were killed by an earthquake measuring 6.1 in Los Angeles. All right.
Okay.
And while that was happening, Fiji's constitution was suspended. All right. And then the Whittier Narrows earthquake shook the San Gabriel Valley, registering as a magnitude 5.9.
Oh, I remember that well.
But that's the same exact thing. We have 2 articles, the same thing. Or did we get hit by 2 earthquakes? Because this is a 6.1 in LA, and Whittier, San Gabriel, that's the greater LA area.
Yeah,
but this is
that's right over
5.9.
by us. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Whittier's Narrows, right by the shop over there.
Yeah. Yeah,
And,
no,
that's
well, I remember
that well. Driving home from, we shut everything down, and some of the older homes in Whittier, the faces were off them and stuff like that. And you're going, wow, how big is this earthquake? Are we on the outer edge of it, or is this the main focal? Fortunately, it was the main focal point.
And you heard about it on the radio or something when you were coming to pick me up from preschool. That was another one in '94.
That was later.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one was right around when you were born. But
Yeah. What was that other one? Like, where did it come from?
I forgot. From San Francisco?
No. The one like in '94 or something. Like I was in kindergarten or preschool, and you heard about it on the radio or something.
I think that was the San Francisco one, if I'm not mistaken. I can't quite remember, but yeah. And then I went over and picked you up in preschool. Someone was taking care of it. It was a house.
Like was the one where the chunks of the freeway collapsed.
Oh,
that was down here, not San Francisco.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah.
Which one was that?
I can't remember.
Okay. Anyway, 1988, Bradley Center in Milwaukee opened with an exhibition hockey. Actually, Alice, why don't you take this one? Alice? It's about hockey. Alice?
Sorry, I thought I had my mic unmuted. Well, I'm not from Wisconsin. Let's just get this clear.
That we know.
The 1988 Bradley Center in Milwaukee opens with an exhibition hockey game between Chicago Blackhawks and Edmonton Oilers. Construction cost $90 million, and it closed in 2018.
So it only lasted for 30. It lasted for 30 years. 88 to 18. Yeah. Yeah, that's 30 years. Mm-hmm. All right, so that's a good investment for $90 million. What else happened in 88, Alice?
What happened here in 88? In 1988, Canadian synchronized swimmer Carolyn Waldo teams with Michelle Cameron to win the duet gold medal at the Seoul Olympics, reps the double having one individual title.
Oh. All right.
Yeah.
We also have in 88, the lowest batting average for National League champion went to Tony Gwynn for .313. I don't know what that means, but cool.
That's his batting average. Every time, approximately a little less than a third of the time, he got a hit of some sort.
Okay.
Which is pretty low for leading the league.
Huh.
Well, wait a second. No, that's not bad. Lowest batting average for NL champion. Tony Gwynn. 3. Okay.
Okay.
I guess it's usually higher than that.
1980 as well, Mikhail Gorbachev became chairman of the Presidium of the Supreme Soviet, effectively head of state of the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
Oh.
He was well loved around the world, not liked in Russia.
Yeah. Well, that's probably why he wasn't liked in Russia, because he was, you know... And under Gorbachev is the dissolution of the Soviet Union, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it dissolved.
I got to show you the movie Tetris. Like, because
oh yeah,
Gorbachev makes an appearance, and he even says, like, you know, like, we've lost, you know, the people want freedom, you know, yada yada.
Yeah.
Like, so Tetris really, like, you know, like when you really think about it, Tetris is what ended the Soviet Union. Like, you know, yeah, there was a lot of things that led up to it, but like once they allowed, you know, people to make money off of that, you know, and like, you know, because somebody had to make money off of it.
Yeah.
And then by doing a capitalistic action, like as a communist nation, you can no longer be a communist. You know?
Well,
so
generally the government took any kind of profits.
Yeah, exactly. But if they're taking the profits, they're selling things. They're acting as capitalists. So you know, that's hypocrisy right there.
Well, on behalf of the people, we're acting like capitalists.
Yeah. 1988, Steffi Graf defeated Gabriela Sabati 6-3, 6-3 to win the women's singles tennis gold medal at the Seoul Olympics. Clinched first and only Golden Slam in history, Grand Slam and Olympics.
Yeah,
wow.
He was a great one. Great tennis player.
We also have the inaugural Olympic table tennis program concluded in Seoul, with China and South Korea each winning 2 titles. All right. 1989, Dallas Cowboy defensive end Ed Too Tall Jones recorded his 1,000th NFL tackle in a 30-13 defeat to the New York Giants at Texas Stadium.
Yeah,
all right.
Too Tall.
Now this is weird. In 1989 as well, Daniel Steele's novel Daddy was published. That is a really, you know, concerning title. Like,
Yeah, why?
yeah, you know, well, how the word is used today. Yikes. 1989 as well, MLB batting titles are decided on final day of regular season. American League, Kirby Puckett went for 2 for 5 edges. Carney Lansford, .339 to .336. National League, Tony Gwynn's 3 for 4 defeated Will Clark, .336 to .333. Okay. 1989, thousands of East Germans fled to West Germany, and yes, we spoke about yesterday how they said that they would be you know, greeted with open arms. So they just, okay, here we come. Yeah. You know, kind of like how our border crisis is going on, just, you know, different attitude. We also have 1989, U.S. Army General Colin Powell became the youngest chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the nation's highest military position at 52. 1989, U.S. Post Office issued a stamp labeling an labeling an Apatosaurus as a Brontosaurus. 1990, 10,000 Uganda RPF rebels moved into Rwanda. Yikes. And 1990 as well, a meteorite exploded above the Pacific Ocean, or exploded. And we also have Saddam Hussein said he may be willing to negotiate the occupation of Kuwait and would consider foreign participation in negotiations. You know, he's backpedaling because he knows he's not going to lose. He's not going to win. Yeah. We also have Serbs in Croatia proclaimed autonomy. All right. U.S. President George Herbert Walker Bush at the United Nations condemned Iraq's takeover of Kuwait. Yeah. So.
You know, Saddam Hussein obviously misread the signals, but we gave him signals that we would not retaliate if he did go in and take Kuwait. That's the signals he read. We said, no, that never happened. But I think we kind of did give him signals, like false signals.
Well, maybe we wanted to have a war, you know, so we just like let him on.
I'm not going to go that far, but
the U.S. is
he
a war.
misinterpreted. Let's just keep it at that.
Or whatever. Anyway, Alice, do you want to take this one? It's about New Zealand. Are you there?
Oh boy, New Zealand. 1991 New Zealand Resource Management Act 1991 commences.
Okay, well, what is that? Let's look it up real quick.
I have no clue.
All right, well, I have a link here, and I'm not going to look into it. I'm just going to have it in the underbar of the description. Let's see just what it says at the very beginning. Okay, so just government talk. There's a lot of things to click on here. Holy crap, dude. Jeez. All right. What else do we got here? 1991 Soviet Union.
Oh, well, actually, I'm going to do the one below there. Oh, no, you already did the Howard Stern one. We don't actually screw him. 1991 Soviet Union suspends petroleum product exports as its fuel shortages grow.
Huh. All right. What else do we got here?
We got 92. Oba 93 opens at Marcus Theater in New York City, runs for 22 performances. I guess it wasn't that good.
What the hell is it about? What is Oba 93? Like, what does that even mean?
I have no clue.
Nor do I care.
Yeah. We also have Cartoon Cable Network premiered. Is that Cartoon Network?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Well, October. Cartoon Network launches. Yeah, okay. So, good old Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
We also have 1992. Gil Stein officially became only the 5th president in the NHL's 75-year history. Serves for just 1 year before the title was changed to commissioner. All right. So baseball hockey league commissioner, not president. 1992 as well. The Greater Pittsburgh International Airport opened. All right. And Ross Perot re-entered U.S. presidential race. I only know of him because of you.
Yeah. Well, I don't remember him re-entering, but
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We also have 1993 in his first World Boxing Council heavyweight title defense. Lennox Lewis defeated fellow Londoner Frank Bruno by technical knockout in 7 rounds at the National Stadium in Cardiff, Wales. All right.
Lennox Lewis. Oh man.
Yeah.
I just had a really disturbing thought.
What?
You have all these boxers, like fighting each other and such, in the ring and whatnot.
Yeah.
Well, you have, black boxers fighting black boxers. And that for whatever reason, my brain went to that one scene in Django Unchained, with the, what do they call them, like fights? They had the slaves fight each other for entertainment. Well,
yeah.
Yeah.
But obviously, culturally,
Yeah.
coming out of the poor areas of the country, this was an avenue, so a lot of blacks were interested in that. So.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying it's weird how the comparison, you had blacks fighting blacks for slave owners. Now we have blacks fighting blacks for people who have a lot of money.
But the blacks are coming out of the system as opposed to whites. The color was irrelevant.
Yeah.
It's who won fights and got.
I understand that. I'm just saying it's weird. My brain just went there for whatever reason. Here we go, 1994, and I picked this just for you. Australian cricket batsman Dave Boone scored 144 during 1 wicket. First Test defeat versus Pakistan in Karachi, his 19th Test century. Oh, cricket. Oh, we also have 1994. Alice, take this one. Hockey.
1994. We've got NHL owners begin lockout of players lasting 103 days. Season shortened to 48 games instead of 84. Players seek collective bargaining and owners salary cap.
Yeah.
From 84 to 48, so they just flipped it. Ooh, here we go. This is good.
We got 1994 Oriental Pearl Tower, the modern symbol of Shanghai, is completed, standing 468 meters, which is 1,536 feet high. China's tallest structure until 2007.
All right. That one, yeah, okay. So it's that one that looks like a knockoff of the Eiffel Tower, but with balls. So. And here's a good one.
1994, South African President Nelson Mandela visits the United States.
All right.
When did we talk about him earlier?
Well, we were talking about
the prisoner became president.
Well, we brought that up, but we had an article talking about the University of South Africa, which later became segregated.
Oh, okay.
So, 1995, Bermuda began using new area code 441. All right. 95 as well. Cleveland Indians ended MLB season at 100-44 to set record 30-game margin over second place Kansas City Royals in American League Central final standings. That's pretty good. Farm Aid 8 held in Louisville, Kentucky. Performers included Willie Nelson, John Mellencamp, Neil Young, Hootie and the Blowfish, Dave Matthews Band, John Conley, and Steve Earle. I know a lot of those names.
Yeah.
We also have 1995. New York Yankees, American League, and Colorado Rockies National League become the first wild card teams in the new MLB playoff system. Rocks were the first team to reach postseason before 7th year. Post best ever record for a third-year team, 10 games over .500, 77 to 67. Dang, .5, so 1 and 2. That's really good. 1996, following the Port Arthur massacre, John Howard's Australian government started a gun buyback scheme. Compulsory acquires more than 640,000 firearms, including many newly illegal semi-automatic rifles and shotguns. We spoke about that yesterday, and I smell a false flag in order to, bring, ban all guns, because criminals will follow that law. They won't follow all the others. And look at Australia today. They become back to a penal colony because nobody has guns to defend themselves against their oppressive regime. So, don't surrender your guns. Never. That's how we massacred the natives, because the disarmed populace, you can't get people into the boxcars when they're armed. So, yep. 1997, Carolina Hurricanes lost franchise debut NHL game 4-2 to Tampa Bay Lightning at the Ice Palace, Tampa, Florida. 97 as well, Minnesota Timberwolves NBA forward Kevin Garnett, just 2 years out of high school. Just 2 years out of high school, signed a record 6-year, $123 million contract extension. He made it.
He's one of the best players we ever had, too.
Yeah. Kevin Garnett.
I'm not a big basketball fan, but, he was the beat.
No, he
the
was
bee's
good.
knees?
Yeah.
I
think he's the first one to sign out of high school. No. He wasn't. Never mind. That went to the Chocolate Thunder. I forget his name, but that was his nickname.
Chocolate Thunder. Daryl Dawkins?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was the first one to sign out of high school.
That name didn't age well. Try to call somebody that today, you'll get shot. We also have 1998. Vladimir Putin became a permanent member of the Security Council of the Russian Federation. Yikes. 1999, Edmonton Oilers retire. Alice, take this one.
Edmonton, all right, 1999, Edmonton Oilers retired Gretzky's number 99 in a pre-game ceremony before the 1-1 tie versus New York Rangers, the last team for which the Great Ones suited up for an NHL game.
Oh, man. Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah, the great Wayne Gretzky.
Here's another couple of great people here.
No, I don't do basketball that much. You do basketball.
1999, in a blockbuster NBA trade, the Houston Rockets moved all-star forward Scottie Pippen to Portland Trail Blazers for Kevin Cato, Stacey Ogman, Walt Williams, Carlos Rogers, Ed Gray, and Brian Shaw. Brian Shaw.
He ended up playing for the Lakers.
Isn't Brian Shaw a weightlifter?
No.
It's somebody Shaw.
Well, he may be a weightlifter if they may have the same name, but this one, strictly basketball.
Was it Brian Shaw, strongman.
Okay, same name, different people.
Okay. Was
Trust
he?
me.
Okay. Huh. Then we also have 1999, Sourav Ganguly smashed 11 fours and 5 sixers for a blistering 139 as India 277/6 dominated Zimbabwe 170 in the 6th Cricket LG Cup ODI in Nairobi. So,
Cricket.
we were getting clues. What does this mean? Is this
idea.
cricket? Cricket. Oh, of course. There you go. If you read it and it's English and you know you're reading it right, but you feel like you're having a stroke, don't worry.
It's
Just cricket. In the year 2000, Alice, in the year 2000, come on.
In the year 2000.
Thank you. Juan Antonio Samaranch, president of the IOC, declared the 26 Olympics in Sydney, Australia, the, quote, best Olympic Games ever, end quote, at the closing ceremony. That is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. So, we also have the United States won the most medals at 97 and the most gold medals at 40 in the Summer Olympics held in Sydney, Australia. 2002, free agent center Wang Zizi was the first ever Chinese-born player in the NBA, signed a 3-year offer sheet with the Los Angeles Clippers, waived in 2003, and moved to the Miami Heat. Wang Zizi. that can't be. That's somebody else, right? Like who's the other guy? The really tall guy, Yao Ming.
No,
That's somebody
entirely
else.
Different.
Okay. Well, like some people have stage names, so maybe they, I was like, maybe Yao Ming was, more of a, a name pronounceable to Western people,
No.
because people can't say Wang Zizi. I don't know. So okay, so they were different. All right. 2004, Seattle Mariners Japanese outfielder Ichiro Suzuki got his 258th hit of the season, breaking George Sisler's 84-year-old record, single season record. Ichiro ended season on 262. Hell yeah! And he was the first Japanese MLB, right? Major League Baseball.
I believe so.
Yeah. We also have 2007. Most of the Racial and Religious Hatred Act of 2006 came into force in the United Kingdom. Once you start bringing in things like that, then, what is considered racial? Like,
True.
Nowadays, I don't even need to say anything to be accused of being a white supremacist. Like, all I need to do is just show my face. So, just because of the color of my skin and I get judged. Isn't that in itself racist? That's kind of weird. 2012, California became the first U.S. state to ban conversion therapy for minors. What? Isn't that legal now here?
I have no idea.
Conversion therapy.
Yeah.
That sounds like sex change. What is conversion therapy? Because that's to change a person's sexual orientation.
Yeah.
So they banned it in 2012, and then now it's on fire. Jeez, how things switched in one decade. Holy crap, dude! What the hell? 2013, Alice, whenever you want to take a turn, just let me know. I'm just rattling off because we're almost at a second hour here.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm letting you rattle off, but I'll do 2013 for you.
All right. Where is it? There's one here. All right.
All right. So 2013, a partial United States federal government shutdown occurs as a result of political disagreements over operational spending.
We were just talking about
10 years
government
later, we're
shutting
doing
down.
it again.
Yeah. Well, like when the government Now, this is something I didn't know when the government shuts down. The soldiers don't get paid. Like I understand other government employees, but the soldiers aren't getting paid, but they're still fighting. The war doesn't stop.
Yep.
Well, we're not in a war right now, technically, but they still don't get paid.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, oh God, here we go.
Yeah, in 2014, 41 children are killed by a suicide bombing at the Akama al-Mazumi school in Syria.
Oh man. Yikes.
That's freaking dumb.
Not good.
Yeah.
What else do we got here? 2015 mudslide in the outskirts of Guatemala City leaves at least 131 dead and 300 missing.
Yikes.
It's a hell of a mudslide.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. Then we also have 2015 New York Yankees record the 10,000th win in their illustrious history, and also clinch wild card slot, beat the Red Sox 4-1 at a rainy New York stadium. In New York bullpen ties Major League Baseball record with their 589th victim of the season.
What does that mean? Victim of the season? What? Victim of the season. Hold on a second. MLB.
Maybe it's supposed to be victory.
Let's see here. Well, it's not bringing up anything about victims, so maybe, yeah. Let's see here. 2017, former NFL star O.J. Simpson was released from Nevada's Lovelock prison after less than 9 years of detention of his 33-year sentence for armed robbery and kidnapping. We also have President's Cup Golf, Liberty National Golf Course. Dustin Johnson starred with 4.5 points as U.S. routed international team 19-11. 7 straight U.S. victory. USA. 2017 as well, Stephen Paddock shot dead 58 people, injuring an additional 489, and a concert in Las Vegas in the deadliest mass shooting in American history. Fake news. Like, there's no way in hell he got all of those rounds and ammunition up by himself. In one go. He'd be taking constant trips. There'd be surveillance. There's no evidence of him doing all that. it's such a false. I was talking about, this is a false flag. Very much like we spoke about this earlier, like the Australian things. And they did the whole gun buyback program and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Our government orchestrates. Governments all over the world do things like this. Orchestrates things like this in order to scare the public into willingly surrendering their firearms, and then we become more easily, dominated people. We have no guns.
Yeah, it's also
took place,
funny.
you're
The
just
police
saying he
chief
wasn't
during
the full
Lahaina,
party.
this is Lahaina during the Maui fires, was also the police chief in Vegas.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Say that again?
The police chief that was the current police chief during the Vegas shootings was also the current police chief for the Lahaina Maui fires.
That is concerning.
Really?
That is very concerning.
Yeah.
So
we've talked about this in the Peanut. I've told you this.
Huh. Oh.
I'm pretty sure I did.
Oh. I don't remember it, but I don't know. Wow. But anyway, yeah, no, that is fake news. Misinformation, disinformation, liberal propaganda, gun grab, So, anyway, 2018 as well, French photographer Jean-Claude Arnault, at the center of a Nobel Prize sexual assault scandal, was sentenced to 2 years in prison for struggle snuggle. Yikes. Then, 2018, more than 80,000 U.S. people died of the flu during 2017 to 2018 winter, highest in 10 years, according to U.S. health officials. Yeah, well, they were trying to figure out some way to scare us, before they can come out with the Kung flu. 2018 as well, new trade deal announced between U.S., Canada, and Mexico, USMCA, replacing NAFTA. So, the U.S., Mexico, Canada, something. That's what USMCA stands for. And NAFTA was the North Atlantic Federal Trade Agreement, or something trade agreement.
Yeah.
I don't know. You have a hair right here. Is that your eyebrow? No. Okay. It was bothering me. I don't know. Like, you had, you know how eyebrows, sometimes you get that, really long hair that just grows overnight?
Yeah.
It looked like it was sticking straight up.
Ah. So it's not there anymore? Or what?
No, it's there, but it's coming down from your scalp, not from your eyebrow.
That's not good either.
Well, I mean, it's less annoying. 2019, China celebrated their 70th anniversary of communism with a military parade of 15,000 soldiers in Beijing. Yeah, and as I was talking about, they're trying to get Taiwan before their centenary.
Yeah.
We also have 2019 as well. Former Dallas police officer Amber Geiger was found guilty of murdering her black neighbor in his apartment in landmark case on use of police force and racial bias. That's something to look more into. We also have Indian government ban the export of onions, of all things, an important food staple to control prices, causing shortages in Bangladesh and Nepal. So, no more onions. That's interesting. 2019 as well. A law allowing teachers to carry guns in schools came into effect in the U.S. state of Florida. Hell yeah. Mm-hmm. Another reason to move to Florida. We also have a political crisis in Peru as President Martin Vizcarra dissolved Congress over its refusal to support his anti-corruption reforms. That sounds a little corrupt myself, Oh, you better follow my anti-corruption reforms or I'll dissolve you. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Fair enough.
And we also have Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex, and Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, sue British newspaper The Mail on Sunday, claiming it published her private letter. Oh, come on, they're just crying for the attention.
I just stop talking about them.
Yeah, I really do. They're the only ones making any stink. Nobody cares about their life. They're just shoehorning themselves to stay relevant.
Yeah, exactly right.
Very much like Fortnite. We also have rock singer in 2021, David Lee Roth, announced his retirement will follow a 5-concert residency in Las Vegas in January of 2022. Mm-hmm. All right. We also have 2022, a stampede at Indonesian soccer stadium killed 131 people in Malang City, East Java, started after police fired tear gas at rioters in the crowd. Yeah. And last but not least, Ukrainian forces entered the strategic town of Lyman in Donetsk province, defeating Russian forces and forcing them to retreat to Crimea barely a day after Vladimir Putin announced Russia's illegal annexation of Donetsk. Well,
last year.
Yeah. And that shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar of the description for any links you may be interested in, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. Go check out our link tree. It has links to our video sharing, streaming sites, to our social networking, to our affiliates. All of these links I've been collecting throughout the show will be down there after the stream. For your dose of Pacified Daily, we stream every Friday through Tuesday. That still sounds weird, but I'm getting used to it. At 11 in the morning Pacific time, which is 12 Mountain, 1 Central.
2 p.m. Eastern.
For all of you and all of us, I am Xander.
I am the lovely Alice of Who.
Golden Loon.
And you, viewer, are you. And until you catch us tomorrow, or if you're interested in the kicked peanut, kicking the peanut, aka cracking the corn, where we actually have quite a few interesting topics of discussion.
You're always good.
Yeah. That's coming up at 3 p.m. Pacific time, actually in 2 hours from now. So, yeah.
Already?
Yeah, it is. Jeez. We hit our 2 hours.
Foodie food.
Until you see us next time, whatever that is, wherever that is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!
Be cool.